the club in the afternoon, right?
Sure.
How about
the club.
Costco?
Okay.
Costco
I was going to say,
is what
got
we're
to
talking
clarify
about.
which club we're talking
And
about.
your weekly Costco trip, it could look a little bit different soon. Costco working on plans to turn their Midtown store into a business center.
That could mean less general merchandise, no food court.
Yep.
I know you're bummed.
Yeah.
And no fresh produce. KCTV5's Maya Engel joins us live at the Costco at Linwood Boulevard and Gilham Plaza. And Maya, what are residents and city leaders saying about this?
Yeah, this proposed change is getting a lot of feedback. Around 3,000 residents and 2 city council members are pushing back against the proposed plan. Those 3,000 residents signed a petition. Meanwhile, council members Crispin Rhea and Eric Bunch took to Instagram to express their concerns after actually seeing a plan presented by Costco to the city. Councilman Rhea says that he's worried that residents would lose access to Costco's services and that changes will hurt the surrounding area. The plans call for more outdoor storage and a bigger loading dock. Councilman Rhea says that would make the site more industrial and bring more truck traffic. The councilman says he wants a solution that works for Costco and for the people in the community.
Yeah, I think it begins with understanding what their need is. Certainly they operate on a business model that is directing them to do this. And like I said, we don't want Costco to go anywhere. We want it to stay here. We want to support them and so that they could continue to provide the service they provide for our residents. I never underestimate the power of sitting down and trying to problem solve together.
Councilman Rhea tells me that the plans he saw were actually part of a pre-application process. So as of right now, formal plans have not been submitted to the city yet from Costco. When that will happen is unclear at this time. Live in Kansas City, Maya Engel, KCTV 5 News.
All right, thanks, Maya.